Okay, so for today's spell work, I would like you to go through and solve each of the following. They're all one step, but there is a combination of the last 2 days. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are all options. Then I would like you to graph them on the just on a basic number line. And then also if you want to go through and write out possible solutions, that would be another great option. So I know it's probably tempting to go through and just copy this down when I do it, but again, pause the video, try to do these on your own, and then check them in a second. Okay, so welcome back. Let's go ahead and go through and solve these. So on A, to get x alone, which is our goal, we have to subtract 3 from both sides. Subtracting 3 from both sides doesn't change the sign at all. And then I simplify. I have 5 minus 3 gives me 2. So then on my graph, all I need is a 0 and a 2. We can keep it relatively simple if we're drawing the graph from scratch. I'm going to have a closed-in circle on 2 and an arrow to the right for greater than. And then possible solutions to this would be 3, 4, and 5. Next inequality, I need to get x alone. So to get x alone in this example, I am undoing multiplication by -2, so I have to divide both sides by -2. But remember, don't let me trick you. If I multiply or divide by a negative, I have to flip the sign. So everything else is going to stay the same, but the sign's just going to go the other direction. So I'm going to get x is greater than, and then 10 divided by -2 gives me -5. So nothing crazy at all. It is just you have to flip the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative, and we'll talk more about why that is later on. But for now, just remember you can't forget it. So it's going to be an open circle on -5. X has to be greater than -5, so arrow to the right. And possible solutions to go with that would be like 0, 1, and 2. On the last one, I have to get y alone. Right now it's being divided by 2, so I'm going to multiply by 2. Again, if I'm multiplying by a negative, I flip my sign. But on this one, I'm multiplying by a positive, so my sign is not going to change. I get -3 times 2, which would be -6. So y has to be less than or equal to -6. On my graph, I have 0 and -6. Closed circle on -6. That is a possible solution you could use. And then arrow to the left because it is less than. So possible solutions, I'm actually going to use -6 because it is 1, -7, -8. But again, those can kind of be whatever you want as long as they're within the arrowed region of the graph. So they have to be within where the arrow is pointing. All right, go ahead and spend about 20 minutes working on your mini quiz independently. You are allowed to use your notes, but not your computer. So look back at notes you have, look back at past spell works, try your very, very best on that. And then after about 20 or 25 minutes, you are going to get a marker and you will use the videos on the computer to grade your mini quiz and turn it in at the end of the hour. Keep in mind the substitute is going to give you a grade based on your behavior, so make sure you are paying attention, you are being good, and not distracting others. I also want you guys to have an awesome weekend, and I will see you on Monday.